Hey, how's it going? It's Tango Oscar Mike. It's Sunday morning, November 2nd. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little hazy this morning. Actually, it's about noon, not quite noon yet, but we went to a couple of parties yesterday and didn't get home until late, a little hungover, but it's a good time. But it's a nice cool day, and I want to be out here. I just threw a line up in a tree, and I want to try these antennas and see how make sure they're functioning the way they're supposed to be functioning. I haven't used them since I built them. I've just been busy and the weather's been kind of sucky, but I'm going to hoist this up. And actually, I'm just going to throw this in my bag, and it should stay there while I hoist that up. So let's go ahead. Just need to tie this off onto something real quick. Something I can reach here. Let's just do this. Can't reach it. That's fine. Man, it spooled out of there nice, didn't it? I do have thought about, these really need a way, like a little loop of string, so you can put a piece of string on it and pull it out. But yeah, this one's working pretty good. So a quick check of that antenna with the Nano VNA, and it's good on 20 meters. It's a little bit high in the band, and it's good on 40, but it does seem like it needs a little bit of length, probably a couple of inches added to the wire. So I'm probably going to take this one down. I might try finding a piece of wire. Maybe I have a little bit bunched up at the top, and maybe try to add a little bit of piece of wire with it. But right now I'm going to put up this other one. I'm going to take that one down. I'm going to put this one up. Now this one, I'm not happy with it because the reel wobbles inside it. This piece here should ride on this outer edge. I found that design works best. So I need to reprint that piece, but I still want to check the antenna, check the toroid. This is a FT 140 in here, so this should be good for a bit more power. And there's plenty of room in here. I could make this for 80 meters if I wanted to, which I may do. This may become an emcomm one that I need for 80 meters, because that's really the only time I need 80 meters. But that might be a good one for my emcomm Go kit. So, but I'm going to go and tie that. I'm going to wind it up, and we're going to see how quick we can wind this antenna up. This is a true test as to how fast you can wind this antenna up. So unhook the coax. That's one thing, you do have to unhook the coax when you're winding it. You do have to unhook the coax while you're winding it up or putting it out, because this part does spin. So, but I definitely like the crank handle a little better than the finger. So I have a new crank handle to put on here, but I wanted to check the wiring first. Yeah, the crank handle's I think the crank handle will be better. It's a little hard on the fingers, and it won't stand up that much. Let me pull this down. A little bit too much tension for me to do it. So I had this antenna on a winder, so I knew it should be okay. But like I said, it is. And I had added this piece of wire to it a long time ago. But it almost seems like I need to add a new little piece onto the end. So let me do that. Let me get that other antenna. You can't leave it set down because the bottom does spin. You almost need to, like I said, you need something to just like hang it so it can wind out while you're doing it. I might just try putting it right here behind the tripod. I'm just going to brace it behind the tripod and see if I can pull it out. It's unwinding pretty easy. Let's take it up as high as I can. That's good. Let's go back around this tree with the Siberian hitch. Done. Hook up my coax and try this one. 14 or 20 meters. It's flat across the band. The lowest spot is 14.290. But even if I go down to like 14,100, I'm at 1.3. And if I go up to 350, I'm at 1.1. So looks good there. Let's check 40 meters. 40 meters. It is 1.2 at 7.2. 7,300. It's 1.1. And it's 7.100. 1.5. So this will work. Again, this one probably could be made just a little longer and it might be better. But so those two work. I have another one I haven't actually soldered together yet. I haven't actually finished putting the final touches on it. So let's wind this one up and see if it gives me the problem that I was talking about. So let me unhook it. So this one does have a crank handle, and you hold the reel. Don't touch that part, and I should just be able. Yeah, see it binding up a little bit. And what's happening is the reel is going crooked in the base. So I think I can improve on that one like I did that other one. I think it'll work better. Yeah, just like it bound up and it doesn't want to turn right now. But if I look and push in on that and recenter it, it works fine. So definitely needs some work on this one. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. It's just not, the tolerances aren't right. So I need to fix that one and reprint that one. But the cable length, both of these look a little short. Well, I'm going to go see what I can do about these and then maybe finish that other one. And yeah, it's like jammed up. It's not turning as well as it should. Oh, am I squeezing it too hard? The outer cage might be too thin and I'm putting too much pressure on the outer cage, causing it to bind up. Let me see something. Yeah. That might be it. This outer cage might be too, because this goes inside. When you squeeze, you could squeeze this down a little bit tight. Uh, Again, if I make this so it rides on that outer edge instead of going inside there, I think it'll solve that problem. Paying attention, because this piece of wire is really short. So it won't work, but I do have a piece of it. I mean, it's probably 10 feet short, 5 feet, something like that. So let's just see if the design works with the crank handle and this size. Yeah, that's awesome. That one really works good with the crank handle. I'm gonna have to print a crank handle for the other one. And I'm actually even pulling the rope back up right now too. That's going good. I do like that. Again, this one isn't perfect. It's not finished. I already redesigned the part. I just haven't printed it yet because it takes a while. But that needs to be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to take this apart, remeasure everything and make sure I get the tolerances right. And then I'll have to reprint. I'm going to have to order some more wire for these because I want to build a few more of them. But so far, this design seems to be the best with the crank handle. This one you could probably put 80 meters on as well. There's still a ton of space in there. But I think I like that smaller one that I have printed already too. So let me unhook this, let that go. So let's review. Let me grab the other ones. This is the first one I built. Again, this is based off the Digitenna, and it's a little bit bigger. This one's been upsized, and I changed the finger holes. I don't really care for this. It is really hard on your fingers, especially with some tension, but I do like how this one reels in and out. I like the size. So this one, and this will only hold enough wire for 40 meters. It won't hold any more. If you try to put 80 on here, it's going to jam it up because it's just not going to be enough room. But I like that size though. And it handles. Now this one is a little bit tough to build because it is so small. But as you can see, that thing is easily pocketable in a normal pair of jeans. These are my work pants, but you get the idea. But that's easily pocketable. That would fit into anybody's kit. You throw some coax in the kit and you're good to go. This one was built with a FT140. This is a FT8243. So this is QRP only, up to 20 watts, I guess, for single sideband and 5 watts digital. But that's QRP. This one's oversized. It's too big. I made it too big for the FT240. There's a lot of extra space. Excuse me. I don't like how this one was designed to fit inside this outer shell. Because the outer shell, no matter how thick, you'd have to really make that really thick so you don't bind it. There's a lot of slop in it, so this one needs to go back to the drawing board. I like the handle. And this isn't a bad size. This would be good for like an emcomm, bigger kit. I could definitely shrink this down a little bit if I only wanted it for 40 meters. I could definitely trim some of this off and make it smaller. This one's another good size. This one came out well. I really like the crank handle, and as you can see, it's only a tad bigger than that other one. But really like the crank handle. So this one's going to get a crank handle to use. This one, I'm going to reprint this part so it fits better. It's just a little loose. But I like the crank handle on this one. I mean, that really works well. And you could probably fit enough wire on here for 80 meters. And it's still a decent size. I am thinking of putting some type of like lanyard loop on here where you can, it's easy enough. If you need to tie this to something so you can unwind it or support it, it is easy enough to get a piece of string through here. There's enough holes in it that you can do that. So as you're pulling it out, it would just hang there. I think that, but should it have a little loop to make that easier? I don't know. I mean, these are solid enough, and you can always pick whichever one you wanted, whichever way it was facing or whatever, to do that. So I don't think it necessarily needs that. I am tempted just to put a little loop of cord on here all the time, so it just holds, that little loop of cord would just hang there, and you could always just grab it and clip something to it or tie something else to it. I think that might be an easy way to do that. But yep, so that's what I'm working on. But these work. Again, I'm anxious to get back to the drawing board, put a crank handle on this one and test it again. Actually, man, this one, great for QRP. And I do want to add a little bit of wire to this, a couple of inches just to change the band a little bit and bring it down. And I'm sure I have enough scrap to do this. I just don't have enough to make another whole antenna and wind one of these up. I actually have another one printed that I haven't even started assembling yet. But yeah, it's been fun. And like I said, the Digitenna, the design on this was nice. The only thing that I like I said, difference is I like it riding on that outer shell edge, so it holds it nice and tight. You don't have to worry about squeezing this and pinching it if it's inside there. And also the crank handle instead of the finger holes. That crank handle doesn't really stand up that much. I don't think it'll get into the way of anything, and it just makes it so much faster. And that is a rotating handle as well. And it was just easy to add to the print. So yeah, that's what I got. So I'm going to clean up my stuff and enjoy the rest of the day, and probably go do some redesigning and fire up the printer and get that going. I hope everybody's doing well. This is Tango Oscar Mike saying 73. Take care.